Join me as I dive into the world of emotional intimacy and challenge myself to master 3 proven steps to cultivate it. Emotional intimacy is a fundamental aspect of any healthy relationship. It's the ability to truly connect with your partner on a deep level, to be seen, heard, and understood. But what does that really mean? And why is it so essential for building strong, lasting bonds with others? One of the biggest obstacles to emotional intimacy is fear. We're often afraid to be vulnerable, to open ourselves up to the possibility of rejection or hurt. We may have grown up in an environment where emotions were discouraged or suppressed, or we may have been burned in past relationships. Whatever the reason, it's hard to break down those defenses and let someone in. Another challenge is a lack of communication skills. We may not know how to express ourselves effectively, or we may not know how to listen actively. We may feel like we're not being heard, or that our partner is just not getting it. And sometimes we're simply not willing to put in the effort to understand each other. Building emotional intimacy also requires us to confront our own emotional baggage. We may be carrying around unresolved issues from our past, or we may be struggling with anxiety, depression, or other mental health concerns. These issues can make it hard for us to connect with others because we're still trying to sort ourselves out. Finally, we may just be plain old lazy. We may not want to put in the work to build a strong connection with our partner because it's easier to just coast along on autopilot. So how do we overcome these challenges and cultivate emotional intimacy in our relationships? Step number 1 is to practice radical vulnerability. This means being willing to take risks, to put ourselves out there, and to be open about our true feelings and desires. It's scary, but it's necessary if we want to build trust and connection with our partner. Step 2 is to prioritize active listening and effective communication. This means making time to talk, really talk with our partner, and to listen without judgment or assumption. It means being willing to clarify and understand each other's needs and desires. Step 3 is to cultivate empathy and compassion. This means being able to see things from our partner's perspective, to understand their feelings and experiences, and to be willing to support and validate them. It's not about agreeing with each other all the time, but about being willing to walk in each other's shoes. By following these 3 steps, we can build a strong foundation of emotional intimacy in our relationships, and that's where the real magic happens. The most transformative aspect of emotional intimacy is the sense of connection and fulfillment it brings to our relationships. When we feel seen, heard, and understood, we feel like we're home. We feel like we can be our true selves without fear of judgment or rejection. And that's incredibly liberating. When we have emotional intimacy with our partner, we feel more connected, more supported, and more loved. We're more likely to weather the storms of life together and to come out stronger on the other side. In today's video, we explored the concept of emotional intimacy and the 3 proven steps to cultivate it in our relationships. We talked about the importance of radical vulnerability, active listening, and empathy in building strong connections with others. Remember, emotional intimacy is a journey, not a destination. It takes work, effort, and commitment, but the rewards are well worth it. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts on emotional intimacy? And how do you cultivate it in your relationships? And if you want to learn more about building strong, healthy relationships, be sure to check out my next video.